Hello, hello, Cancer. Welcome to your July 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Cancer. And happy birthday to those of you who have birthdays coming up this month. I wish you all the best. And I also have a new YouTube channel that has come out, which I will link in the description box and talk about at the end, so stay tuned for that. And before we really dig into this reading, just set an intention on what you would like to come through as far as information goes. If there's anything in particular, any insight that you are wanting, just set the intention and I'm sure you'll hear something that is meant for you. Okay. The empowering question. Oh, I also want to mention that I have a birthday card for you because this is your season, and so make sure you stay tuned until after the 3-card pick because that's when I'll pull it. Okay, the empowering question for you this month. What are my most important values? How are they seen in the direction of my life and in my everyday decisions? So how are you acting from the place of your values? Is there anything that you're doing that's in alignment or out of alignment with your values? And if you feel lost, go back to values because that's going to give you a lot of insight this month. The fairy card for you is friendship. When individuals with common bonds cross your path, friendship is discovered. Okay, so that is a nice message. Just make sure that you're really connecting this month. It's going to make a big difference. And the word of the month for you is genius. Acknowledge the kindness of your muses. Create time and space for flow. Release your pressure to perform. It's not all up to you. All right, I like those phrases. So if one of those sticks out to you more than the other, than the others, then that is the message that you needed to hear in that card. That's how this deck works. And the central energy for Cancer in July, 10 of Pentacles, foundation, long-term vision, really feeling in alignment with what you want. It's going to be a happy birthday season for sure if you have a birthday month, or if this is your birthday month. So the 10 of Pentacles is about true foundation. And so this is all about you setting the intention for that and being solid and grounded in your pursuit of it. So make sure that you are keeping your eye on the prize with this. That's the message that's coming up, is you're coming into a space where you can stay stable. And with that means that, you know, there's a lot of focus that you have to have on top of it. And then what's in your highest good to shift out this month is the 8 of Pentacles. So the feeling that in order to have good things, you have to work hard. That's actually not, it's not universally true. That's just what a lot of people are taught. So imagine if you could have good things and it could be easy. You know, is that a possibility for you this month? Is that something that you would like to see in your life? And if you are really attached to the amount of effort that you're giving is the only way to be fulfilled, then maybe it's time to redefine what effort means to you and what its purpose is. And what's in your highest good to manifest? The Tower. So this is actually in a position where this is what you want to see. This is the what do you want to manifest? What should you manifest? Should you manifest? But the Tower is kind of nudging you to clean out an area of your life that isn't really working, or something that just isn't quite gelling in the way that you want it to. So be aware of that, because the Tower is not, it's not a bad thing. It's just that it's about forward movement and making sure that you are releasing what doesn't work so that you can have space to move forward. The Nine of Peppermills, that card I just pulled, that is essentially the motor, right? The momentum that you have needs to come from the space that you create for yourself. So that's why the Tower shows up in the area that you want to manifest. I mean, if you're going to have the Tower, let it be in the manifestation position, because this is going to be as gentle as you want it to be, basically. It doesn't have to be gruesome. It doesn't have to be catastrophic, which is typically what's associated with the Tower. This can actually be an easy process if you want it to, but you have to let go of that belief that it has to be a struggle, that it has to be hard, that it has to require a lot of effort. And once you identify where you need space, it's going to be much easier to build on that. And again, the Ten of Pentacles in the center is about your long-term vision, and so it looks like there might be something that is filling an area where there needs to be a little bit more wiggle room and a little bit more space to be adaptable. The external circumstances, you have the Four of Chalices. Let me clarify this, because I'm curious what this is coming from. The Moon. Okay, I think that now what's happening is the external circumstances might not make sense to you at this point in time. It might feel a little bit disconnected, discombobulating. It might feel as though you don't have it all together or have all of the pieces of information, and you're probably going to feel a little bit separate from this super grounded Ten of Pentacles. But remember that this is the central energy. This is what you're working towards. This is what you're doing. This is what you're building. This is your growth period. And so it might be that you feel or are experiencing disappointment or frustration, the Four of Chalices, if you don't see this exactly the way you expect it to, if you don't know exactly what is coming up with this, if you're unclear or uncertain, then there can be some resistance and a little bit of that pouting energy, like, well, I don't have all the answers and I don't have it all figured out, so I'm losing or I'm not fully where I want to be. So just remember to cut yourself a little bit of slack, because you're doing a lot of the work, but that resistance isn't going to help you figure it out. You just have to kind of wade through the unknown a little bit and just let yourself be in that space, and it'll work itself out. Now this is your internal process. King of Wands. There's a little bit more frustration going on internally than you may be letting on. It looks like a lack of acceptance in the way that things are currently is going to make this more challenging. So maybe where you want to create space is in your expectations, or where you want to create space is in your knee-jerk reactions, whatever you have a strong impulse to react to. Because the King of Wands is really reactive. As great as the King of Wands is, it's also something that can be a little bit more frustrating to deal with, because, how do I put this? There's a disconnect between these two, right? This is more of a response to what's going on around you, but then internally there's some frustration. So what you want to do is allow yourself to feel into whatever's going on for you, and just allow the feeling to exist, and just acknowledge it. You don't have to do anything with it. Just acknowledge it. I'm going to clarify the King of Wands. Okay, Nine of Flamingos. This is Nine of Swords in a normal deck, so it looks like there's some fear coming up. Maybe if you're getting that strong resistance, it's probably because there's some fear that's getting lit up. And when that happens, it makes it way more challenging to see clearly and make decisions that are aligned with you and everything like that. So be skeptical of your fears, because remember, they're designed to keep you safe. And I know I say that a lot, but that's really what it comes down to. So just be skeptical of it. And let the King of Wands, your internal King of Wands, the part of you that is feeling really frustrated or whatever emotion is going on, let it have a seat at the table and just get the information from this process that you're going through, because it's going to help you later on. This isn't a waste. It's not like a throwaway month. But the Ten of Pentacles is at the center. This is what you're building up to. So just be soft this month. Now we're getting into the timeline. So first quarter, second, third, and fourth quarter of July. First quarter, we have Three of Vials. Oh, here we go, friendship. That's why that came up. I think that spending time with friends is going to help you this month more so than other months. That sense of camaraderie, community is going to do a lot for you. Remember that with eclipse season, it's going to hit everybody differently. But whatever comes up for you, you want to make sure you're accessing your support whenever you can, and that you're building that whenever you can. So that's why the Three of Vials, Three of Cups came up, because it's reminding you, hey, you have people who love you, you have people who care, you have people who want to see you do great things. And so pay attention to the people who are noticing you and who make you feel seen. Okay, quarter two, the Wheel of Fortune. How do you want things to go? What do you want to happen? How do you want things to play out? Focus on maybe not the how, but the what. And identify where you don't have enough space. That's going to give you a lot of clues into what you want to manifest, because there's something that you need space for. And if time is what you need, then I would encourage you to see what's eating up a lot of your time, what is making time feel like it's slipping through your fingers. And if you can pinpoint that, it's going to help you a lot. Okay, because time is coming up for some reason. And even if you just ask, like, hey, I need a day off. Hey, I need a break. I need, even some cancellations or something, whatever it is that you need, take that as, a sign that you need to rest a little bit. So it's interesting that what came up with the Wheel of Fortune when I pulled it was rest and creating space for better things to come in. Third quarter, Dreamer of Tomes. This is, this is going to be dependent on what you do with this Wheel of Fortune. The Dreamer of Tomes, or I don't remember if it's a page or a knight, but this is, I think it's a page. So this is where you really start to focus on what is the composition of the Ten of Pentacles. What I mean by that is, what does this entail? What is your ideal Ten of Pentacles? What does it mean for you to have a stable, strong foundation for yourself and your family and whatever else is important to you? What does this really look like in the long term, in the big picture? So I think you're able to start visualizing and conceptualizing it in a much greater capacity by the third quarter. Okay, and wrapping up the month of July, Creator of Candles. Okay, so I think you're having a lot more fun with this by the end of the month. That's what is coming up with the Creator of Candles, big time. So this is going to be, you know, you have some downtime. You can tell this is high energy. I got rest for this one. Lower energy, and then back to high energy. So like the middle of the month is going to be a little bit slower paced. It's not going to require as much energy from you. And then things pick up at the end. Once you get into Leo season, things are going to be picking up big time. So all looks good. It's just, you know, it's really about focusing, what is crowding your space? What is crowding your life right now? Okay. And I'm doing a 3-card pick. So go ahead and tune into whatever you're wanting right now. Maybe it's an answer, maybe it's some insight. Pick as many cards as you'd like. Okay, tuning into what it is that you're wanting at this time. Go ahead and card number 1, we have higher knowledge. Okay, so pay attention to the information that's coming through, especially in the first half of the month. That's my hit on this, is just pay attention to any downloads that you're getting, and make sure, oh, the other piece that I'm hearing is dreams are coming up. So just notice those. If you feel like you're spending a lot more time up in the astral, or if you're sleeping a lot, if you're having really vivid dreams, just pay attention to that. And it just might mean that you're working things out in the astral that you can't do in earth time. Okay, card number 2, we have mentor. So this is all about what you are doing for other people and what other people are doing for you, and what it is that you admire in other people is going to give you a lot of insight as to what's going to help you produce these results, the 10 of Pentacles, the long term. It's time to start focusing on leveling up the people that you have around you so that you can really improve yourself, right? It's kind of like you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that's what is shining through for this card with you. That's the hit that I'm getting, is just pay attention to who you're spending the most time with, and if they're the type of high quality people you want to be with long term. And card number 3, intuitive and psychic prowess. All right, so this is, you know, you're being extra sensitive, as in intuitive, this month, and allow yourself to kind of explore the edges of that, because it's going to be a good month to identify what your strengths are with that. I also want to mention that the other YouTube channel that I have started is going to start to go in depth about dealing with your intuition as well, and what that looks like. So you might be interested in that, which I'll talk about more, but that's what this essentially is building on that, defining it, seeing how it's working for you is going to be really helpful. Okay, and your birthday card. I'm just going to do one for a happy birthday to you. Let's see. Knight of Pentacles coming up. You're building. This, I would even venture to say that this next year is going to be in large part about you building for yourself, focusing on the things that you want in terms of stability, resources, foundation, all of that is coming up for you. So don't ignore the parts of yourself that wants to pursue those things. And it looks like a lot of that's going to come to fruition, but you need to be patient and just make space in July rather than trying to fill up every nook and cranny that you can. Okay, so that is all that I have for you in terms of the reading, and until next time, have a beautiful July. Happy birthday. Don't forget to check out the other channel, which is a whole bunch of, well, it's growing into different resources for intuition. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, or if you'd like to get your cards read, you are more than welcome to check out the link in the description box as well. I have all the information there. And if you would like a solar year reading, those come out at the end of your birthday month, and you are welcome to sign up for my newsletter, which the link is in the description box as usual. And I hope you have a wonderful July, everybody, and I will talk to you all later. Bye-bye.